Word on the street is the Leviathan is fixed, mostly. Yeah, let's see.
Scraps here, so give it up.
My dead body.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe? I am Scribbly Bibble. We're going to do a little bit of testing on the Leviathan. Now, so it comes as no surprise, right? The Leviathan was released, the brand new capital ship, the brand new meta, the king of all things Fleet Arena, the king of Fleet was released, and it was disappointing to say the least. I have already said my piece on this in multiple videos and streams and all that business. However, CG's released about a dozen fixes for the ship, and yesterday in GAC I got a chance to fight against a 7-star one on defense. And, you know, my concerns are not eased just yet. However, offensively speaking, it has improved. So we're going to do a little bit of testing here. Now, I just want to check who's in third. Okay, we've got a Profundity over here. So, check it out. We'll go in against an Executor. Executor is typically something that I was struggling against. Now, my Leviathan here is only a 6-star Leviathan. It does not have the Sabotage the Hangers special ability. That stops the first reinforcement coming out. It doesn't have the additional fear that you get from the special abilities onto my units, but it's still a metal capital ship. It should still be able to do some pretty good stuff. Now, I'm using a standard lineup here with the Dorito in the starting lineup rather than the Sith Fighter because, well, we'll discuss about that later. But typically, I first found this battle to be quite difficult until I decided to switch things up a little bit. Now, I still think it's a little bit irritating that we have to deal with that tenacity up against Executor because this ship so heavily relies on being able to land debuffs. The opponents having tenacity up for 2 turns at the start really slows down our progress because we have got no way to cleanse it, which is why when I play against the Executor using the Leviathan, I always bring in Ebon Hawk as my first reinforcement. So here we go, we're going to use the AoE now that they've lost some of that tenacity up. We've got some debuffs on them, and I'm going to reinforce with the Ebon Hawk. This is how I like to counter this particular ship. And then I'm just going to go in on Cad Bane over here. And I don't want to attack the other ships because I would really quite like to be able to focus down on Xanadu Blood right now. So I'm not going to do the AoE. I'm going to do the mass assist over here on Cad Bane. There we go, got rid of Cad Bane completely. That's perfect. Let's also get rid of the chaff over there on IG2K. The days that we had on Bosk is also super nice. Let's do this, I guess. And just keep going after Xanadu Blood. I'd like to hurt him as much as possible. This will give... Wow, okay, well, we immediately took out IG2K there. That was quite nice. Let's see if I can get the buff immunity. Nice, we even landed buff immunity. Oh, and then it cleansed. Story of my life. Story of my life. I'm not too concerned about the Houndstooth though, because I know next reinforcement we will be able to bring in our Mark 6 Interceptor, which is going to be able to one-tap the Houndstooth. We can no longer target the capital ship, so that's one thing that they fixed. This is actually the Dorito, so I'm going to go over here, get rid of that Foresight. Okay, no, it doesn't miss. We can ignore here, but it's really better to just kill the Houndstooth. Well, I mean, against Executor, it's looking pretty solid. Yes, I lost a ship. Who's he bringing out? He's bringing out his Slave 1 over there. Now, I always find this part to be a little bit frustrating because we have got this new Interceptor out, and it is just going to get hard targeted because the enemy's ships seem to really heavily focus on targeting out the Interceptor. Let's just have a look. Deal special damage, call another ship to assist. That's what I'm looking for. Let's call the Dorito in here. Get some extra damage. Get some extra stacks over there. I think I'll keep focusing down on Boba Fett for now. You know, because we don't have a choice. Sabotage the hangers, and I'll put that special on the Dorito. There we go. Get rid of Slave 1. I mean, it's looking pretty positive right now, I'd say, because, you know, he's lost a lot of ships. He's probably not close to ultimate. This is still a 7-star Executor. Even if we... Well, I mean, the only reason right now for us to get the ultimate off, which is cool, I still, you know, enjoy the actual ultimate. The animation is really sick. We're only doing that mostly because I don't want him to get his ultimate. So, it's okay. We could do a little bit of recovery, I guess. That would help with a little bit of that banner recovery in GAC. I still feel like the Interceptor itself is just... It's just lacking a little bit. You know, it feels very much like all it is there to do is to get a one-shot off on an irritating unit like the Houndstooth or like the BTLB Y-Wing, for example, or the Rebel Y-Wing, sorry. and then it's useless. And I don't like that as a concept for a ship. It feels like it should do more, but it really doesn't. And that is a little bit problematic. But that was still, I feel like that was very controlled. Sure, I had to use the Ebon Hawk, but I don't typically use the Ebon Hawk in any of my other fleet counters, so that's okay. The other side of it is I could do that with the Chimera fleet. Well, what do I need the Leviathan for exactly here? What do I need that for? I don't know. So, I'm going to show you some footage of me facing off against this 7-star Profundity in a moment, but I wanted to take a look at my GAC content from last night. So here I was facing off against a 7-star Leviathan. It's using Sith Fighter in the starting lineup, and this really wasn't... hang on, let me go over here. So this particular battle here, he was using his Sith Fighter in the starting lineup instead of using the TIE Dorito, and it seems like there is a little bit of a bug, another bug, if you follow me, in that if the Sith Fighter is the first reinforcement, if the Sith Fighter is on the starting bench, then the first reinforcement is going to be the TIE Interceptor. And that is not by design. I don't know if CG has fixed this. This was literally like 12 hours ago. I don't know if CG has since fixed this bug, but the problem with it having the Interceptor as the first reinforcement is, as you'll see now, there it is, there's the TIE Interceptor. It's only got 30 stacks, which means it can't insta-kill anything. So it already messes up its own counter, and I'm able to keep using my Rebel fleet here without using a reinforcement. So even if the Sabotage the Hangars ability wasn't bugged and could kill my first reinforcement, it doesn't matter because I'm not using it. So I can go in here and I don't even have to bring a reinforcement, and spoiler, we do actually win relatively comfortably. It was definitely harder than it was because we're definitely getting more of that daze. We're definitely not cleansing as much as we used to because Hans Millennium Falcon was a little bit overkill before. It was actually cleansing when it shouldn't. When it only had 2 unique debuffs, it was cleansing. I'm not sure why the TIE Interceptor there is gaining stacks when I'm hitting it. That was a little bit odd. Maybe there's something in his kit that I'm not understanding. 35, and then it goes all the way down to 5. So we know that's never getting off its one-hit kill. And now it's brought in the TIE Dorito. See, the reinforcement order here is bugged if you use Sith Fighter on your starting lineup instead of the TIE Dorito. This is something that CG needs to address. I'm sure they will, because a lot of people are using it. And you see, I've managed to get my ultimate off before the opponent's ultimate, not using a reinforcement. I've got all my ships at good, healthy health and protection right now. And he's got no capital ship. So we're just going to straight up win ourselves here. It felt like the TIE Interceptor there was actually a lot tankier than normal. It felt like he was surviving a lot longer than he usually does, but you can see it doesn't really matter in the end because... yeah, the enemy just doesn't have enough DPS to deal with and control the recovery that we have in our Profundity here. And this was, like I said, this was GAC, and this is my main concern right now with the Leviathan. It's like, yes, absolutely, it can beat stuff on offense. I've never denied that it can beat stuff on offense. My problem is, defensively speaking, what value does it bring if you can just keep your Profundity for offense, and not only can you get maximum banners, but you can actually underman no reinforcements. Now granted, if the TIE Interceptor was fixed, then potentially they would be able to kill one of our units, and that would potentially change the outcome of this match, because they would get an insta-kill off, and they could kill either the Rebel Y-Wing, or they could kill the Outrider. You see there, 75 banners did not use a reinforcement. And this is concerning to me. I just don't think that should be a thing that happens to the latest fleet. People have gone back and forth and have spoke to me about, I don't think a fleet should ever be unbeatable. I'm not saying it should be unbeatable. I'm just saying that if you want to be able to counter it using the old meta, which is what CG has led us to believe, they've led us to believe that is the old meta, then it has to come at a cost. And that cost should be, it is inefficient on banners for GAC. It can potentially actually hold instead of just getting absolutely wrecked in that instance. Granted, this is an isolated incident. I've only done 2 runs against 7-star Leviathans, one time when it still had all the bugs, this time now. And yes, they were both wins. They were both solid wins. Maybe if you don't get enough calls to assist with the Profundity, maybe that makes a material difference and you won't be able to actually win. but I think it just needs to have an extra layer of difficulty to it just to make it worthwhile. Now, I'm going to take ahead my fleet here and battle against a Profundity to see how well it does on offense when I am lower stars, just so we can test that side of it. Okay, so I'm going to use the exact same reinforcements that I used last time, but I'm not going to really call in the Ebon Hawk until much later in the game. But we're going up against a standard Profundity here. Typically, with Leviathan, Profundity is a lot easier to take on. All of their assists tend to push out a boatload of debuffs onto the enemy really, really quickly. In a Profundity in a Profundity matchup with the Leviathan, typically speaking, it's very much an arms race to the ultimate. But let's see how it goes post bug fixes. I don't think I've tried this yet. So I always prefer to slow down the enemy, so I tend to sabotage the hangar first of all. Sorry, the engines, not the hangar. Plus mine is not 7-star, so it makes it that much harder for me to get any value out of sabotaging the hangars. So I'm just going to go debuff heavy right out the gate, try and land as many of those debuffs as I possibly can. I'm going to save the mass assist until later, just get a little bit of recovery going. Go after the Outrider. The Outrider is a bit annoying, if you ask me. It's a little bit of a frustrating ship to have to deal with. Looks like he's done first reinforcement on the Phantom, and you know what? I'm just going to copy him. I am also going to do first reinforcement with Phantom. The daze really, really does help. Now that they're not insta-cleansing everything all the time, I'm going to save the... Yeah, I'm going to save the mass assist again until after we've killed off the Rebel Y-Wing with our reinforcement now. So I'm going to call in with the Interceptor here. The Interceptor is just going to kill the Rebel Y-Wing because that becomes incredibly difficult to beat otherwise. And then I'm just going to focus down on their Outrider. They're coming in with the Ghost. That's not too bad. Let's just do a bit of an AoE here. Loving all that daze right now. The stealth is annoying, and they always go after the Interceptor. It's kind of like it's hard targeted there. I feel like the Bomber really does need to have some better form of being able to taunt. Let's go over to the Interceptor now, and I'm going to do a mass assist over here. Hopefully get some good debuffs, do some good damage. Let's go ahead and protect our Interceptor right now. It's looking okay, but I'm not exactly happy about this counter right now. We've already lost a ship, which is not ideal. I think we're going to hit ultimate first. Hitting ultimate first basically guarantees the victory and everything. Get to see the cool animation. I do really like the animation. It's kind of sick. And that's kind of it, really. At this point, there's not a whole lot that they can do to us. So I'm just going to heal up. At least our Phantom can actually get some heals there. Do the AoE. I'll just basic here because there's no point. AoE again. Let's go. So it definitely feels better because now it feels a lot easier. Oh, we lose another ship there. It feels a lot easier to be able to actually deal damage to the enemy team right now, because in the past, going up against this was just so incredibly frustrating. You'd get out there and they would just survive forever. You know, might as well pass a turn over to the Phantom here, seeing as though I can. Yeah, let's get the heal. Oh my god, it still feels like we can't really damage them, and I know, you know, that the Phantom over there does have crit hit immunity and all that jazz. We've lost another ship, so I think this is my main concern, is that, and granted I'm not using the ideal ship here, this is just not banner efficient. You know what I mean? It's just not banner efficient, so why exactly are we bother using this? What is the appeal offensively speaking? I get it, it does beat everything, and that's fine, but I don't know. At low stars, it's just not a particularly enticing ship. I know at 7 stars, you can go in, you hit auto, and you can win. That's fine. My main concern is defensive viability. So overall, I think, yes, CG has done a good job at improving the Leviathan here with all those bug fixes, with removing the unique benefit after we take over the capital ship. That is great. It really makes dealing with the Profundity a lot more manageable. However, one of the bug fixes that they did do was they fixed the reinforcement, or sorry, not the reinforcement, they fixed the ultimate of the Chimera. That's Thrawn's capital ship. In the past, if you got to ultimate on that, when you target a unit to kill it, it wouldn't be able to kill it if the TIE Interceptor's reinforced bulwark was active. So you'd use the ultimate and it wouldn't die. Now it's fixed. So apparently even the Chimera can start beating, well, not even the Chimera. The Chimera is a fantastic fleet, but the Chimera can now beat Leviathan on defense as well. So it's more than one option. You don't even need your Profundity to take it out. So I'm very much of the opinion that CG still needs to do something. It still needs a little bit extra. They definitely need to address the reinforcement priority and the coding for the TIE Interceptor. And hopefully just give us something a little bit extra, just a little bit of sprinkling on top to make this fleet a real competitor and the real meta fleet for me. But let me know, guys, what are your thoughts in the comment section down below? Do you think the Leviathan is in a good place? Do you think it's valuable? Do you think it's worth going for? I'm interested in knowing your thoughts on it, guys. Let me know. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.